Hello and welcome back to the StarLadder ImbaTV Chongqing Invitational. We got it right again. This is going well, Dustin.
2 for 2 in this series.
2 for 2 in this series
Absolutely.
so far. It's a shame I can get it right, but I mean, Spirit, completely different story. I mean, I don't know what to make of it, right? Like, it was an interesting map, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, what were those pistols?
It was a really weird map. Really weird map. I kind of just want to forget about it. I kind of just want to move on. We are going to be going to Nuke, which is the pick of Spirit. They're already up 1-0 in the series, of course, if you're just joining us. And this is a map that they actually haven't really played that much, to be fair, with some Die Young. So I'm a little bit wondering why they picked it. Maybe they're just trying to throw a curveball in against MVP. But MVP play the map within their region. They do pretty well on it. So it's not like they're strangers to Nuke. So I don't know. This is a curious map pick for me, but we'll have to see.
This whole series is just curious to me. I mean, I worded the introduction the way they did because as much as Spirit did secure that map win in the end of things, it came right down to the wire.
Absolutely.
You have to ask the question of, were they actually going to close it out? Did it come down to kind of one fluke clutch? The context behind the winning rounds came to USPs, P250s getting headshots, and effectively, eco round wins and that sort of thing.
Right.
So overall, I feel like map 1's definitely tainted. Map 2 should hopefully give us a bit of a clearer picture of where these two teams match off against each other.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a little bit more of a clear-cut game, an easier one to read, because certainly I found myself lost many times on that Mirage match. But here we go. MVP will be starting out on that terrorist side, and they will be gathering up over here towards the lobby with the bulk of their forces, just solo outside, kind of keeping an eye on things. Looks like they're just anticipating aggression from Spirit through HUT and radio for now. But Spirit is just kind of sitting back, waiting for MVP to make their move. They do have a smoke and a Molotov on HSK, which they could use any number of ways. Maybe like Molly on top of HUT or like somewhere and then try to push upper. Could certainly be one idea. Maybe they run lower and put a Molotov in the vents to block a rotation. So there's definitely different options here.
Letting the clock tick down, though, once again. Very reminiscent of that first map as we do hit 45 seconds. As it continues to roll on. The Spirit being very patient here on their CT side. And I think this kind of starting on the CT side definitely plays into the way they approached that last map as well. So hopefully they can hit their shots. Obviously, this is a pretty crispy start. That nade is just beefy as anything. I mean, I don't know if they're actually going to be able to make it through ramp at this point.
He's staying alive back here, Dima.
Yeah, but 20 seconds. This is the right problem. If they don't kill Dima, how do they get to the site? Finally, they get it done, but you got to go up towards A now. So make a decision. Stopfik as well, just playing time again. Notice who's got the bomb. Finally going to get there. 5 seconds to spare, bear in mind. Cutting it close. Moving around, though. It is going to be Davcast and HSK to exchange blows. Designed to push this one over the line. MVP, the pistol to work with on Nuke.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a crazy round. They did get bogged down for a good amount of time on ramp room thanks to Dima buying a lot of time at that headshot box over onto ramp. But then they're able to eventually get a pick up by Heaven towards CT spawn. And that really opened up the upper bomb side to get them in there and get that bomb planted. They hold off the retake well with their man advantage. And so a good round there for MVP to go ahead and get the first one on the board.
Starting nice and strong. Obviously, Spirit, meanwhile, will be investing back into this one. It's going to be the CZ engine, backed by the one Deagle and the Scout. Obviously, the CZs are renowned for being ever so interesting. Changing the way a lot of CS games are played, just because you can sit so close to them, be so devastating with them. Really wreak havoc on a T side. See Davcast with the Scout, looking to find some damage, and does so pretty well, putting Soda down to 30 HP. Coldy, of course, getting about to be given that chance, and let's see, I mean, how this is going to work. Obviously, that smoke favors the CZ right now, because it can just slip through the gaps and catch them by surprise. Sophic has to be careful. I'm not quite sure you want to face that, but you know what? You make it work. Dima as well, taking down Glow.
Uh-oh.
Welcome back to the Age of Pistols.
Indeed, it's murky waters now on how this is going to play out for MVP. They still do have control of outside. Bomb still in the possession here of Seth, who'll upgrade to the AK. Does catch Dima peeking there in lockers and actually gets it back into a 3 versus 3. There's still a decent amount of time left, and they can start attacking into Heaven. They'll have to bring this bomb into upper still, and they have Solo, or excuse me, that's Zine actually, still towards T-spawn. That could come late lobby and catch rotations. So this upper attack could work out, especially with Zine's positioning. I don't think that Spirit will expect this.
Yeah, this is rather unfortunate.
Oh, we got caught, actually. that's going to help out Spirit a lot. But Slow still gets a kill. It's still going to get the bomb in. It's going to be a 2v2.
Going down with 10 seconds to spare. Will is by a few moments for Coldy, who then slips out with a CZ, and there you have it. It's all on Solo. 30 HP and a Galil to keep it together. We do see the initial peak come through. Coldy then going to try to get straight on the bomb, but Davkos is having none of it. Sends him packing with a nasty shot straight to the back of the head.
Yeah, nice little headshot there with the Scout. That'll get Spirit the round, and that means we're going to have one of those scrappy beginnings to this game as each team fights for economic control. We'll probably see a lot more force buying up until someone can win 2 rounds in a row, and then eventually someone will be forced to tap out and save. MVP, of course, even got a bomb plant that round, so it's going to make their force buy even more hefty than maybe it would have been otherwise, as they will get a Scout into the hands of HSK. Galil on Zeph, getting some upgraded pistols there. Glow with the Deagle. We do got a UMP coming out for Solo. So, yeah, this is a much stronger force buy. They're almost on equal terms with Spirit, in all actuality.
Definitely going to be keeping a close eye on how this progresses. HSK already landing that early shot, beating Davkos in that 1v1. The shot did land on HSK, but unfortunately, the big difference between getting the headshot and a body shot with the Scout. Sophic will trade though in the end, so overall, we are still once again back an even standpoint. Obviously, Sumdai Young tucked into a very good position here with this UMP. Likelihood is that Zion will be able to secure 1 pick before that UMP can trade. Really depends on how they approach this again, though. I mean, there is a question mark on MVP on just how they want to move and whether they want to commit towards A or just try and get vent to B, maybe. I mean, there's so many different ideas. What's that door being open and shut? Oh, there you go.
This is getting real awkward. Sumdai Young playing with this door to perfection, though. Gets the kill.
I don't know if I quite word it like that. I mean, it was a bit... I don't even know what the right word is, to be honest. It's a bit comical, I think.
Yeah. Squeaky Door and Shenanigans, name a more iconic duo.
Yeah, I mean, Colby going to get rushed down by that UMP, so at least the site is there to be taken, but they got to deal with upper right now. Sophic is going to be there, of course, to try and cause problems, peeking out, nearly being caught by Glow, but that will not come through. Also, the flash leaving them completely blind as time is to be bought. Dima finding Zion. Sumdai Young just waiting for that smoke to fade, making so much noise with the door. Zeph is then going to be taken out, leaving just Glow now, who has been spotted multiple times and will just be overrun on the site itself.
Yep, so they get 2 guns down, they get another bomb plant, and they're going to get a 2-round loss bonus here. Do they force again is my question. I think it's certainly possible now since they got a second bomb plant. But it's going to be up to them. They did get a couple of guns down as well, so they know that a little bit of rebuying is going on for the CT side. So it's up to them on if they want to be really aggressive and buy up again, or they want to take a more conservative approach, make sure they get really, really good money to buy up in the next round, and kind of just give this next one up to Spirit. So see what decision they're going to make. Looks like it is going to be the one to just kind of, you know, because I got the bomb plant, they'll get some Deagles and a P250, pose a small threat, but again, making sure they save their money for next round. So I like it. I think that's the right approach.
Focus on keeping it clean, I feel like. That's definitely going to be something that I look for in MVP here. Just see if they can do some damage and deny Spirit that cleanliness they're looking for. Obviously wanting to keep the AWP, the 3 rifles, in check.
Yep, so just waiting to see what MVP wants to commit to here. Again, there's the 3 Deagles, the 1 P250, no utility, no armor, so they just got to gather up and hit something. But for now, since there's still a lot of time left on the clock, they can kind of put these Deagles out and about, see if they can't catch a pick, find an opening. That's really all you can do in a round like this with the Deagles.
.55 seconds, got to come on around. Spirit still doing a very good job so far of just waiting it out and looking for opportunities and then applying the pain when given those chances. Sophic not proving this point right now towards outside. Coley just the same as well, waiting for them to come into their crosshairs, and then they latch on and get the kills. No matter how we want to kind of dramatize the situation, make it sound really good, at its core it is just MVP walking into Spirit, who are set up and effectively just camping in those corners, waiting for that team to push it. And so they do. Obviously putting Spirit in very good stead right now, 3-1.
Yeah, now this is where the buy is going to come up, though, from MVP. They did take the save last round. They had a bomb plant the round before, so definitely going to get a pretty solid buy here as far as being able to have, you know, full rifles and utility. They won't have an AWP in play for HSK this time, though, so they can't go for those, like, long-range outside picks, but they certainly have the utility to do the smoke wall outside, get control of Secret. That's a fan favorite, I should say, for most of these teams. It's kind of similar to mid control on other maps, right? Leading outside control of the smoke wall. From that, you can start attacking into heaven, or you can be, you know, going lower back halls, you throw some fakes, and wind up going late uppers. So it's very good to get that outside control.
Zion has kind of baited this sort of quick vent rush as an idea that more can come through, when in fact only one player has slipped on in.
Yeah, when one player's slipping in vents, it's really tricky as a CT team because you're wondering, is he going to come up the vent again late and like help attack upper? Is he going to try to flank us?
You just don't know how many there is, but spotting the bomb like that, that's huge. Davkos playing peekaboo at this point with the orb. Missing shot after shot, but it doesn't matter at this point, finding value, but his head will be blown off. And that is paramount. MVP trading it back and then diving in towards Secret. Now playing with that player who came down through vent Zine means they can reform as a team and hit up this B site.
Yeah, and again, MVP PK is usually a team that's very explosive. They don't hesitate. Once they get a kill, they like to capitalize on it right away. You see, a lot of other teams might be a little bit more patient in the back halls and kind of wait out rotations, but no, they went for it right and center. Look at Dima sneaking in, though, does find one kill, looking for another through the smoke. Waiting for his team to rotate.
Oh, this is just beautiful work from Dima so far. Team Spirit able to really bring this one right down to its bitter end. Zine, though, what a double! Able to punish Dima and Coldy, completely brings this round back into contention again. Sumdar Young will be holding towards doors, so that does somewhat twist things back in favor of Spirit and just baiting the defuse, but it's a constant 1-to-1. It's a constant battle for time, of which there is none.
Yeah, Sophic does have the kit, though, so he might still have a chance at this. It's all about the timing of HSK, who thinks it's a fake, but it's not, and he sticks it, and Sophic gets the round. That's a tough one. With HSK, it's so hard to know in the 1v1. Will he stick it? Will he not? Those mind games are ever present, and it does work out for Spirit. Yeah.
I mean,
he knows he got a cheeky defuse off. I'm surprised Davkos stuck around for so long after he got that first kill. I thought he'd just back up.
I think it was frustration as well. I mean, he did repeat 4 times, and
yeah,
those 4 times only connected 1 kill, or 1 shot, sorry. But
I think that was ill-advised. I think once you get the 5-on-4, you just back up, and you know that, hey, I've slowed them down. I've gotten the bomb down for a time. Now they have to worry about clearing back halls. Have to be a little bit more cautious. I think that would have been the better play, but they still wound up winning the round, so no harm, no foul. But as MVP is building that loss bonus, and as they keep getting bomb plants, they're able to keep buying, and so they do have another one here. It's a little bit lacking, though, not as much utility, and Glow's just on the Galil. It's like they're already going for that outside smoke wall. Not going to put numbers out there with it, though. Putting the numbers in lobby instead, so maybe trying to do a little bit of a fake.
Half-cast. Throw the nade, just do it, buddy. Go on. So close, but so far, but still. Able to get 16 damage. Was all they need there on solo. After that leg shot did land. Dima, meanwhile, will be put to death. I've got Sophic in a good position here to just kind of capture off any stragglers. With a nice flash as well, just to buy time. Ooh.
All these kills, though, going MVP's way and lower. Again, I feel like it's another round where a Spirit member just stuck around. Like, there's no need for Dima to stick around the ramp. Just throw the smoke, escape, get into the lower bomb site, and keep the 5-on-5. Instead, he tried to dance around the smoke and hope to get a kill where he's playing basically a 1vx situation, just kind of like Davkos did in the last round. They wound up winning that one still, but this one, it does actually come back to haunt them as MVP do put another point on the board. Spirit, though, still out in front. Score's going to be 4-2.
At this point, anything is possible. Obviously, Spirit want to instantly reset them for a start. It's a long road ahead on their CT side. I mean, what do you make of Nuke currently? Still just as sided as ever?
I just always hated casting it because I feel like it's harder to keep up with where people are. It's just a technically difficult thing to do the way the minimap works on this map. Like if I'm focused on someone's POV and I quickly glance at the minimap to kind of get an idea of where other people are out in the map, it gets confusing because of the verticality. So that's been like the main reason why I've disliked it. As far as the way it just plays in general, I don't know. I feel like they keep tinkering around with it, trying to figure it out, and I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like we've actually seen this version played a hell of a lot more than the previous one. I've seen some teams picking it here and there. Definitely seems to be getting a little bit more game time, so I don't know. We'll see.
Definitely something we're going to be keeping a very close eye on, obviously. So about keeping a close eye on someone like Coldy, very much just the same. In great position here and a potential really to get aggressive with it as well. if he so chooses.
Yeah. Spirit did buy up all that they could in this round. But they can't come right back at MVP and reset them.
Obviously, a fair chunk of time here to work with for Team Spirit. Just looking for information or anything else. Don't really need any quick cash grabs or anything like that from MVP. They just need to know where they're planning on eventually heading and starting to work their way into this round. Sounds super basic, but it's actually pretty damn complex. Obviously, I want to ensure they do not give up a free pick.
Yeah, MVP hasn't really found anything yet towards outside, but they do have Solo, who's snuck his way into lower. Could catch Demo way off guard. I don't think anybody realizes Scylla's gotten into this position. He's definitely the key player at this point and how this is going to play out. Dima's about to get absolutely wrecked in the back.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Dima going to be very confused. Davkos able to at least trade with the Deagle, so somewhat keeps the ramp presence in check.
Time is coming low as well. That is worth noting. The MVP do need to commit to bomb planning here very, very soon. Otherwise, they could run into trouble. And like you said, Coldy is right there. Once they go for the plant, he can easily stop it from going down. This could get very tricky. And there he goes.
Dip just bite back into the door, hide around the smoke, play the clock. That's all you got to do right now. Just play that clock. Damage to be done, but HSK is going to be taking him down with the Glock. But another kill comes in from Sophic. That's it. Secured. Sunday Young, just do not face, and the round is yours.
Yeah, so that's just MVP running out of time. Normally a very explosive team, and usually they don't find themselves in late clock situations. But on Nuke, it's a little bit harder to do that. And now they will take a timeout to talk about things. There still is money to buy there for MVP, so that's not the issue. And they know that that came down to the wire for Spirit still. So Spirit has to rebuy a lot of players with little money. So MVP can certainly keep chasing after resetting Spirit. We'll have to see how that shakes down. But again, kind of going back to your point earlier while we had some time here about Nuke, I do think that the changes to it now, there's less spots you can defend outside from for CT, so I think it makes it a little bit easier for Terrace to get outside control. And you can still attack Heaven pretty easily, even without the outside Raptors. You can still pretty much get up there, right, just jumping around the locker area. So I think that that helps out Terrace a lot. I also think that, you know, half the angles in the upper Raptors have been gone for a while now on Nuke, right? Like, you can't play as a CT above Squeaky Door in the corner or across from it. So there's a lot less you have to worry about as you're coming into upper as far as where you're looking. Obviously, getting the guy off the top of Hut's still very hard, or in the middle rafter, but it is a little bit easier. So I think it does give a little bit more opportunities than it had in the past for Terrace. Still, though, obviously fast rotates for CTs is always a big factor. This and overpass are, you know, very key on that. So just some quick thoughts as we get into this next round.
That's always good. Sometimes it's just to kind of whip out a pad and jot down some quick ideas on kind of where a map is at. Always a great conversation to have. Especially with the way the ecosystem of CSGO is constantly changing, obviously.
Yeah, it's actually funny because the only room that really hasn't changed is this one, Dima's room. And there, you can boost now on that corner. You couldn't really do that before, like in way older versions of Nuke. But for the most part, the way it works is very similar. Most CTs just give it up.
Talk about rolling back the years.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some good times.
I feel like you see people attack ramp way less, though, now, because a lot of people just focus on outside.
Yeah, outside has become a real big part of Nuke, for sure. Much more so than it used to be.
There is that smoke wall up, in fact. Speaking of the devil, but a player gets spotted. Davkos doing some real damage with the Sim 4, but he's also taken some.
Playing the clock again, those from Spirit's angle, and I like this from them. I think this is, you know, a nice adaptation. Obviously, the issue they have got is they are losing a lot of Angels right now. All across the board. Which means they can't really punish anything. Sunday Young going to be there at least to flick back, but 24 seconds remain. They need to come out. Flash soon to follow as well. They use this, but then they don't check the site. Some rookie mistakes there from Spirit, I think. Although they were pretty far down, there was definitely a welcome opportunity for them to be disruptive. But they just didn't check the corners they were expected to check. Yeah,
now they're out of money. I mean, despite the fact they've been winning all these rounds in a row, they did just get reset. They had a lot of rounds where they were having to rebuy several players, a lot of close rounds, so it's going to set them back big time. They're going to force buy up all that they can, though, probably because they know that even if they were to full save, they still wouldn't really be able to get a good buy next round, so they might as well go ahead, see what they can do, then take the full save, and then be able to buy when the loss bonus is grown. Try to see if they can't reset MVP right back. Certainly saw plenty of pistol shenanigans in the last game, so I don't know that I can put it past Spirit to maybe pull this one out.
Yeah, just to bite your tongue. That's what you got to do at this point. Wait for it. All to blow over. They'd have kills for the Deagle towards outside. Death is there ready and waiting. Molly's coming through. Deagle shot will be fired, but nothing to be found. Instantly withdrawing, obviously, towards his underside of Secret. What does Coldly want to do here? Go through it? I mean, there's so many different choices. As we deem it, getting ready to be ever so aggressive. Unable to land the shots though. Glow is low, so at least finishing off that. Probably should jump out. Something with the CZ starting to put in the work as well, bear in mind. Just holding down upper. Quick change comes in from HSK.
No, HSK is so lucky he didn't get killed by that CZ in heaven. That's actually changed around big time. It was looking like Spirit were going to steal it away, but now a couple of late kills are really helping the terrorist out. But hold the phone. It's still a tight 1v1 on our hands. Very low HP for both players. Time is dwindling.
It's this about the read as well from Sunday Young. I mean, if you know where HSK is going, you can get there beforehand. Obviously, 25 seconds on the clock. Time is everything. Quintessential point of this round.
Rotating won't be a problem for him, though. He's at Vent, which is, you know, he's going to be ready for both sites. It's just as soon as he hears the bomb's been planted or it starts planting, he'll know what to do. Well, that Molotov, though, is going to stop him from being able to get the plant away. Now he just has to wait it out and see if he can do it. HSK, though, gets time to reposition because of that Molotov.
No kit, though, so it is going to be a matter of just got to go fast. Looks like he's got the right idea. Just walking on down. HSK going to be there to hold the angle. Free fire. Not quite the option, but at least the angle there was being pre-aimed. MVP begin to work their way into this game.
And they hold off that force buy. They get the rounds. Spirit will have to take a save here, so we're very likely going to see a tied game as we try to see Spirit recover their economy after a little bit of a rough ride these last few rounds. Again, that was really close up until that Heaven kill didn't go the way of Spirit, and then that's when everything kind of turned. So here you go, a fully bought MVP against a fully saved Spirit, with the exception of maybe a couple of P250s in play.
Obviously, Coldly again at it with the pistol. It's also what's so weird about this whole best of three is just these pistols.
Surely not, though, this time. They did lose a player. Oh, no, not like this. You can't be serious. HSK, though, does get a couple of kills, and so we're establishing some normalcy again.
You have to remember what best of three you're casting right now, Dustin.
Yes.
Before you ask yourself that question.
I mean, the Mirage was wild, so I don't know.
I mean, Zion, you open that door?
Surely not, though.
Oh, they checked for Coldly, thankfully. That was... Oh, just don't check for somebody young, though. That's fine.
And then they have it secured now. They have good health. They have a 2-on-1. Dima just has to kind of be sneaking around the smoke. What?
What?
I'm out, dude.
What?
I am out of here.
What?
Where's the door? It's right there. Okay, here. I think you got this one.
What
is this?
What is that?
I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, where's that replay?
They lose the round
now?
where they have CZs, and then they win the round where they have just 3 P250s.
Where is that replay?
We need that.
What?
I got lost in that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yep. This is where normalcy is being established again.
Okay.
Had a couple of shenanigans. They get this guy. All right. All's well. Miss out on this guy. That's fine, though. They still get a 2-on-1. All right. Everything's looking good. Wait, no. We missed the most important part.
That's not the replay we want.
We just needed 2 more seconds.
Oh, no one cares about this anymore. It doesn't matter. I just want to see what happened with that. That is disgusting from Dima.
All right, we have to let it go. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to get that. But now MVPs is going to be on CZs and the AK. They've already lost 1 player. Spirit has just committed, you know, daylight robbery in that round, basically.
I mean, someone hook us up with a clip of that, please. I need to see that again. Like, I just... Oh, my God.
Tweeted at Follow Dust. Cheeky self-promotion.
It's just looking simple at this point for Team Spirit as well. Just shutting them down. Team Spirit. I mean, they win the map off that, surely. I don't know, they just won the game for me. Like,
if there's ever a tilt-inducing round, that's the one. And Solo's taking a tactical, and I think it might just be to cool everyone down after what just happened. Oh, wait, we are going to get to see it now, I think?
Look at this. Here we go.
What?
Look at that. Look at it.
It looks even more ridiculous now. Thank you, production, for getting us that replay. Holy shit.
Oh, that is just... I'm
glad we got to see that from his perspective again.
There are some moments that you
that second kill is just so ridiculous.
All
right. Obviously, MVPK don't really have any money here, so
take a
that's why I
breather.
think this pause was more about a composure thing, a chill out, let's cool down. Yeah,
They're
we
doing
lost
us a
that,
favor,
but-
so
yeah. So probably going to be 8-4 for Spirit until MVP can buy again. They're not even really... They do get one Deagle on Glow. He was one that had the most money. We might see a couple more Deagles come out. HSK takes one as well. But other than that, it's 3 Glocks. 2 Glocks, actually. Did you get a P250
all right,
at the end?
so it's going to be 5-7.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Somehow someone's going to get like 3 1-Deags. This guy at the P250 is going to get a couple of kills. Clearly, it's going to be 5-7. No doubt about it.
It's been a scrappy game, that's for sure.
Not even... I wonder what the odds on that would be.
Loot bet, hook us up.
Yeah. Okay.
See, looking pretty good so far.
Hey, what do you know? A normal round in this series. Bravo. Give a clap to Spirit. They've handled that one. But now MVP PK is going to be back on the prowl. They are going to be able to get some purchases in, some AKs out, some utility in their hands, and this is where we'll see what they can do. Again, they are facing a knockdown to a third-place decider match instead of the grand final, so definitely a huge change in status as far as what you're going to be playing for tomorrow, depending on how this map finishes off. Third map, if needed, is Cobblestone. This is a reminder, because it was Spirit who took the first map. In very close fashion on Mirage, 16-14. Crazy game.
Obviously, a few simple pickings coming in so far. Sophic working our way through the smoke and around it to punish sign. Zeph did get in towards vent, so this will be a bit of an interesting position in the long run of the round as we do find ourselves flying around and checking out what smokes are being lined up. And Zeph still ever so mobile. Concern is that potentially Dima may be able to catch him, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Davkar's not spotting anything towards outside, so no.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure they're not going mini.
Well, he's got no call to be made right now. They're not going secret, though, which is a little concerning.
They know that they could be going secret, though, but he's ensured that they can't go mini, so at least he can pass that along. Like, hey, guys, they could be going lower. I've got your mini, though, and that's why Dima's kind of repositioned in this corner, which he hasn't played this spot yet, so I wonder if that might catch MVPK off guard, as they are controlling the back halls and control room at this point. So they got a lot of control towards lower, but they haven't broken into the slight just hit. And again, Dima's position could be quite good if they don't check it, since he hasn't played it yet.
Obviously, the issue for Dima is you deal with Glow, then you have to find HSK as well.
Ooh.
But, I mean, apparently...
Dima is feeling it right now, man. He had that clutch, and that's 2 big kills here on lower here towards the end of the first half. It's all going to be on solo now in a 1v3, running out of time. And patience, you have to imagine that Davkos will go ahead and finish it off. So Spirit start to really be grabbing control of this second map. Their pick.
Slightly off topic.
Go ahead.
Team Spirit. They got some pretty badass hoodies.
I like the color. I like the colors.
I hope you can buy them somewhere. I'm just throwing that out there. Actually pretty nice.
Hook us up.
MVP as well, though. I want the MVP jacket. I've like spent my week here in Ukraine just looking at different team jackets. See the SK jacket in the store as well. Any specific esports apparel you're a fan of?
Like logo, like branding?
Yeah. Or just like apparel in
I
general?
think Cloud9's are pretty clever.
Yeah, Cloud9's are really cool. Nice and modern as well. Obviously, talking about branding and things that look pretty cool. If you want yourself some skins, go check out Hellcase. You get yourself a free skin with promo code SLTV.
Yeah, this round is looking like it's going to go by the wayside for MVP. They don't really have much behind it. Just kind of saving for last round, basically. So it should be double digits for Team Spirit, no problemo. Then again, in this series, I struggle to be confident in what would normally happen. So I'll say it cautiously that we should be seeing 10-4 here for Spirit. Davkos has spotted one. It's got Dima for help as well, so yeah, they should be shutting this down.
Yeah, it's very patient play. A nade almost landing at the feet as well, so far so good. Davkos apparently just working with Dima and Sophic to get it done. Looks like it's pretty much confirmed. So there you go. Team Spirit, 10-4.
Indeed, so they're starting to get the CT half that they wanted. MVP's only been able to like one pistol and then fit in around here and there, but it's mostly been controlled by Spirit. So as far as Spirit is concerned, this game has gone exactly the way that they've wanted to, especially when you lose pistol to not give up much more than that definitely is going to be good news for them. Of course, this team a mixture of players from Russia and Ukraine.
Initial opening formed by the flames burning down the door. And they do try and rampantly get away through outside. A few crazy duels, a few bit of damage, but nothing that leads to a fatal blow just yet. Obviously, we are going to see the same sort of show of pressure from MVP towards this ramp area. But smoked off. It's so far, so good.
Yeah, Dima just kind of doing what he needs to do to buy time there. Davkos taking an aggressive peek with that AWP. So, as his smoke fades, looks like MVP might try to go ahead and go for this ramp room push now. Dima holding a nice little headshot angle, though. Gets caught by Zeph. What a blinder of a shot there from him.
That's nicely done. Davkos at least able to try and sneak in something with the Yor, but given not a single angle to work with. Now you start to ask the question of what are you going to be able to do here, MVP? I mean, solo with a double kill is pretty much pinpoint perfection. Of course, ticking on away, and I think Sopvik and Davkos might as well just save, to be honest.
You can't really save. Last round.
Yeah, but like, I mean, what are you going to do? Just run? Kind of my point here. Like, you're pretty much not. There's no real like win condition. Evident by the fact we just saw an AWP going a bit of no-scope duel in Vent, Dustin. You
just gotta hope for the best, man. Just gotta go for the shots. It's very unlikely, but what choice do you have?
True. Gotta go for those comical shots at that. There you go.
So there you go. It's gonna be 10-5. Pretty good half there for Spirit. They're gonna be pretty happy with that, I'm sure. Especially with this being their map pick, I'd have to imagine they probably feel pretty comfortable playing the T side of this map. They haven't played this map a lot. I think only played it maybe 3 times online, and then they've played it once offline, which was a W over at that Cybersport Festival Defender event where they got the W over EPG.
I think over the MVP side of things, though, it's what, 4-1 online?
Yeah, they've been pretty solid online on Nuke. Haven't really played it much offline heading into this event. That they've only played it 3 times, actually 1 and 2 record. So it hasn't been the best for them offline, but again, at least they're familiar with it. I feel like there's like the 2 extremes. Either it's a permaban and you don't play it at all, or you're pretty comfortable playing it, but you still probably don't pick it.
I think there's a middle ground as well between some teams where like we don't really want to play it, but we're okay. Like we can make it work.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see the pistol around here beginning to unfold. MVP doing a pretty good job until Goldie steps in.
He manned it right there, man. Those 2 kills were massive. It was looking so good for MVP until he does that individual effort. And now it's a bit of a standstill at a 3-on-3 as CTs don't really quite know where the bomb is headed just yet as Spirit controlled events.
Yeah, Davkos as well, peeking out. Will show face to Zeph, but Goldie still...
Dude, someone has to crater. I want Zephyrglow to crater. I need it. I need it to happen. They're so low on HP. They're coming from heaven. Surely one of them messes up.
I guess you're about to find out. Bomb ticking down. And we are just literally waiting for those 2 players to make a move. Solo with the headshot on Davkos is so far so good, but Sopvik and Goldie just going to refuse to peek. Just letting the bomb tick on down. Zeph does have a kit. Goldie instantly going to deny that defuse.
Do they have time?
If they found the kit, yes.
Okay. Yeah, there was a kit right there on the site. If he would have stuck it without the kit, he may not have gotten it. And almost still didn't get it because it took him a second to find the kit. So definitely came down to the wire, but he does get it done. So that means VPK stopped Spirit from getting this out too far. But with that bomb plant, we could see Spirit decide just to save this next round instead of force buying and get like an AK buy in the next. Or they could just go for a really heavy-handed force buy where they would have a little bit better firepower and a little bit better utility behind it. But nope, they are just going to go for P250. So yeah, they're going to go for the full buy next round.
I think it's a smarter play. I just thought maybe the confidence from them would definitely prompt them to invest into this one. But no, it is going to be the P250s. We're taking a fair bit of damage. They are pushing up onto the sides. HSK's F side. Ooh.
Just another bomb plant. They just stuck it into lower through vent. So, I mean, they're going to have a really nice buy next round now.
Yeah, they're going to potentially even get some kills here as well. Just some damage. Obviously, a lot of people in vent right now. It doesn't quite come out as they originally hoped. But, hey, even then, it's just Sopvik now you need to deal with. He's just going to be dancing around towards the upper side of 8.
They're like just laser focused. They finally do get that bomb defused, though. And so it's going to be 10-7 for Spirit, but MVP are working on closing that gap. But again, here comes a really nice buy from Spirit next to the 2 bomb plants in a row. You can see that they're going to have full AKs, head armor on everyone, nade sets on everyone. So they can definitely throw out whatever tactic they feel is best. They will not be limited by their resources, that is for sure.
MP9s, man. MP9s. Curious to see how that plays out.
They're going to push up close on outside, so it could work out really well, actually.
Oh, take a look at the map, and all I see is potential just death and destruction. Spirit getting the early kill, but then Soptic apparently just does a 180. The Smith side, Glow is going to at least get one, but again, it's going to be just a trading affair that keeps Spirit ahead as they decimate MVP.
I thought that was going to get kind of scary. It's 3 MP9s up close on outside around a smoke. Like, that's the best scenario those MP9s could ever find themselves in, where they just couldn't find the kills. Dima instead snuck them out. Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful positioning and overall just, the 180 flick, I think. Shutting down that last player, so less than ideal.
Yeah, I think it also just came down to the fact that Dima kind of danced around the smoke and just ran into a CT and got the kill and probably assumed there was more, and he was right. So good play from Spirit. They will get around number 11. But of course, since MVP PK kept the SMGs, they still have enough money to buy back in this next round. So it's not like they're on saving territory just yet or anything like that.
Yeah, you can see it here. A little bit awkward, but yeah, I mean, Sophic turning around like that, just shutting down Zion was kind of just...
Yeah, they read that well. I think they, like, once Dima kind of caught that one kill, kind of got lucky inside the smoke, assumed that there was going to be more. He was right. And Spirit mop up. Now we do have MVP, though, again, able to still get the full buy here. They're going to be lacking utility, though, so they can't really stuff fast pushes.
HSK have an angle, but it will be smoked off in the typical outside wall, the formation. No smokes that denies any information on what's going on towards Secret. However, the fact that those smokes come down always mean they could be Secret gets called. And with that in mind, the surprise factor kind of lessens somewhat.
Yeah. But look at this. They're getting control of everything down here. They're getting control of control. They've wrapped around the other side as well. They've got a smoke down the plant side up inside the site, but Solo hits his shot, so the bomb goes down. It's a big kill.
HSK moving on forward. Solo doing just the same, walking through the smoke as damage is done. Holy trying desperately to get away.
Just barely got out of there.
Oh,
this flank from Sungdaeyoung.
I was unsure. I didn't want to get too into it early on, but it looks like it will not be punished. On the bomb, though.
Oh, they won! Oh, my God! No! Sungdaeyoung has to be kicking himself. He was one bullet away on his initial spray to the smoke. Then he stopped, then went for it again, and was just a second too late. I can't believe it. That is another daylight robbery. Maybe MVP getting a little bit of revenge after what Dima did to them in the first half.
On the upside, though, MVP can't afford to do a proper full buy here.
Yeah, I mean, they lost everyone there. So, yeah, their economy is definitely still in the dumps, and Spirit got another bomb plant.
This has to be the weirdest game of CS I've casted this LAN, though.
This series certainly has been really odd. It's been a lot of odd stuff.
Okay. It's some bits you just don't expect. I mean, that flank there was something that you thought, okay, well, it's likely to get mopped up on, so we'll touch on it towards the end of things. It then gets a good position, does pick up the first kill, but then, like, doing as much as it did is honestly insane. That's a nice camera angle.
There's one on Cash as well where you go through like the barbed wire on the back of T-Spawn. A couple nifty little fly-throughs. So yeah, look at this. MVP wins the round, but they have to just do a full SMG pie basically. Just have the one FAMAS, one M4. No utility still, so still very scary. And if they get reset, then Spirit could really roll out a big lead. So they are not out of the woods yet, despite the fact that they won that round.
Patience. That's going to be the thing that we look for right now in MVP. Oh,
calling for a stop. Damage was exchanged. Did they get it in time?
No, we've been there, done that this tournament so far. So
yeah, I don't know.
Be careful.
I don't know.
In these scenarios.
Okay, they stopped it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just replay that round. I think there might have been like a little bit of damage exchange before the stop was called for, but I think that
you know, if they agreed,
no one got positioning and it was agreed to stop, so I think it's fine. Again, it's always up to the admins, though. Never can leave it to the teams to decide those things. So we'll see what they say, but they did get the stop off.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you can't gift around anyway, so players kind of can just start afresh. That's the perk of both teams being able to type stop. It's kind of like a mutual agreement.
We took a look at the scenes over there at Chongqing on site. So we're, of course, covering this from the studio in Kiev. But it's cool to get to see how it's going over there. Of course, the hometown crowd must be happy. Their team, Tyloo, has made it on to the grand finals of winning the winner of this.
Did you see the photos of Tyloo? Obviously, you weren't here with us on the stream. I don't know if you were watching the stream, but the photos, at least, that were captured really showed the raw emotion of Tyloo. It plays like somebody just that meant everything to them.
Yeah, I think it does. I think this is a team that Tyloo is a team that's been trying to kind of build themselves back up after obviously that rough situation with E-League Boston, where they couldn't get a visa for Bintet, so they couldn't attend as a team at all. And that, of course, stirred up a lot of drama in the community with different things. And they've brought on Excurate onto the team. A fellow countryman of Bintet. He's come in to in-game lead and to be the primary op for the team, and he's done a fantastic job. I think they look the best strategically they've ever looked in the entirety of their CS careers.
They're really enjoying this kind of double IGL sort of role. Obviously, where you have that translation come through. And they kind of work in tandem. It was tweeted earlier on. They work together now to call overall.
Yeah,
so
and I think that they played really nice CS now. I think they look the best they've ever looked tactically. They have good firepower as well. They look the most dangerous I think Tyloo's ever really looked to me. I know they've had a couple of upsets in their past, but I feel like they look better. I just from how they watching them play. So again, they'll be in the grand finals. They're awaiting the winner of this game here. Of course, whoever loses this will be playing the third place decider against AGO tomorrow to kick off the day, and then we'll have the grand finals to conclude the tournament just after. Just waiting for that PC to be fixed up. Headsets are off. People are kind of chilling out as they look to resolve this technical issue.
It's kind of like just true Zen, depending on when you look to the left of their own spirit, and it's like, I'm gonna relax. I'm just gonna chill, do my thing. Towards the right, not so much, a little bit more stressed, and kind of like, can we just start playing again? That's the the vibe you get.
Yeah, again, I think that certainly Spirit are probably still kicking themselves because for that diffuse that happened inside the smoke, even though Sundae had that great flank, but yeah.
Nonetheless, a game beginning to reach its conclusion. 11-8, of course. Not quite the right team names. That could do with being fixed. Pretty sure Coldy and Co didn't just rebrand. There you go.
So we'll see. Again, MVP are working with not as much. They do a different buy here. They get 2 FAMASs and an M4 instead of SMGs on everyone. So they have a little bit of a different buy than they would have normally had after the crash.
Oh, clearing out.
Just don't check. That's free kills.
HSK as well. Davkos will trade. The player to watch right now will be Dima, just to see if it can open up that outside portion of the map even more so than it already has been.
Ooh, great kill from Davkos. He's the one that's low on health, but still managed to catch the headshot on the glow.
That's what I'm talking about. There's so much that these two players can do. Dima just the same, though. Just watching to see kind of if anyone like HSK, or specifically Zeph in this scenario, decides to move around. Obviously, HSK actually thinking about getting aggressive here, which Sunday Young more than likely going to enjoy. Obviously, 50 seconds remain. Team Spirit just escorting that bomb carrier of Davkos slowly but surely down towards this B site via ramp.
And they do indeed have ramp, as you said. Zeph's actually in the back halls, though, so he could be a problem. Last player, HSK, is actually inside hut, holding a close angle, hoping that maybe he could catch someone lobby pushing into upper, but, of course, his positioning is going to be averted. So they do just creep their way into lower, trying to make as little noise as possible. They don't want to make noise until they actually start planting, so they can't allow MVP to rotate. But Zeph could just open the door and stop the plant the moment he hears it, so that's the scarier part.
I'm going to just do it around the right side of the pillar. Nothing you can really do to that. And the dogfight works out anyway. Sumda Young takes down Zeph, and from there the bomb begins to tick. HSK walks into the crosshair of Sumda Young as he tries to dip dive down through event.
And that's also a reset, by the way, for MVP, so they're not going to be able to buy anything this next round. This is looking real good for Spirit to go ahead and close the series 2-0 at this point. The MVP team is not going to have many more cracks at Spirit with full buys. In fact, they're only going to be able to get one more really good buy this half probably, unless they can change some together in a row. Yeah, you see it. Look at this. Just nothing.
This is going to be rough. 13 rounds looking very, very likely at this point then. When taking into account the economical stance of MVP, it is less than pretty. That's one way to put it. Obviously, see Marley's flashes are plenty all coming out. Glow just going to move upper. The whole team really just kind of hopping around the map, doing their own little things. Just seeing what's around, really, to be honest.
Yeah, again, you couldn't expect a whole lot from here. If HSK could hold into his AK, that would be great. But no, Coldie's going to stamp him out right away. Clean round for Spirit. They're up 13-8, and MVP's going to get one nice full buy in this round. Actually, no, they can't. Holy cow. I forgot just how bad it was of a reset. Because remember, they had the rebuy SMG, so they bought down huge after winning a round. Lost 4 players in the process. So yeah, they actually have to just take... I guess they're going to be force buying the rest of the game then.
I think they've committed to that now.
Yeah, I think otherwise you're going to give Spirit a free 14, and then you have to just force buy, or you get a full buy if you lose. You're only force buying whenever they go for the W. So yeah, I guess it makes sense to go ahead and just force buy here and now. It's actually crazy how poor of a position they got put in by winning that Ninja Diffuse round.
Yeah, it's kind of come back to bite them, isn't it, in terms of their economical management.
Yeah.
Either way, keeping a close eye on the map right now, as that's really where all the action is happening, just the top left of your screen. Seeing people shuffle around and ultimately kind of not really any bullets being exchanged, but it's more about just the information and sort of the gathering of, or structuring, sorry, of the defaults on either side. Obviously, Team Spirit beginning to pressure outside and potentially may look to make themselves through in towards that inner side of A. Solo dangerously close to the edge of that smoke and may well play almost peekaboo with that Famous, but got to be so careful. Obviously, seeing the shadow of those who lurk up above. You just love to see it. Almost a headshot falling into his lap and damage on towards...
You also see all those 2 players cross as well, so the information is there, but the kills are still going the way of Spirit anyway.
It looks so simple. Zeph is going to trade, but again, it's Soptic to go right back at it. 30 seconds rolling around that MVP. Where are you now? Right above you is going to be Davkost, and I mean, that's just a weird one.
Yeah, he thought for sure he was going to get that kill, but he didn't.
Ladders, man. Ladders. That's all I got to say to you. But Dima should pretty much... Well, I say should. There we go. Almost came back to bite myself there for a second. I said that should have been a locked-in kill, and it will be. Leaving just Zeph now. Oh, that remains to drop into the crosshair of Dima. Team Spirit.
Yeah, and now they're just going to have to keep forcing. They just have to keep forcing. They're not going to have a good buy for the rest of this game unless they steal some guns away from Spirit in like a huge win or something like that. So it's going to be tough times, and Spirit knows this.
Expected the force.
Yeah,
I was waiting for it.
They're saving for OT? Okay. I think if you were going to save, you should have just done it last round.
Yeah, it's interesting the way they've kind of thought this through.
Yeah, again, I think if they were going to take a really big save, it should have been last round, not this one. That way they could have a full buy this round. And they wouldn't be, playing for OT only. So, I don't know.
Just clearing things out. Solo, maybe a welcome chance with the pistol to be a little sneaky. It's only a headshot. Not quite enough to get the kill. Only walking away on 12 HP. And following with a second towards Zion as well. I mean, just glowing out all that remains. Stop it going up on the railing, using almost Steamer as the bait and switch. And Team Spirit, semi-final point. This is all they need to back themselves a spot in the grand finals.
Yep, again, they will be playing against the hometown favorites, of course. That would be Tai Lu going up against Spirit in the final. Tyler, I don't know, man. The way Tyler's been playing this tournament and the way I've seen Spirit playing this series, I think they're in for a lot of trouble tomorrow, but that's a story for a different day. Right now, we have to make sure they even finish the job on this map. Double op for MVP. This is what they saved up for. They need to win 7 straight to force an overtime, just for a chance at a 3rd map. as again, they did lose the first map 16-14 on Mirage.
The problem they got as well, this whole setup, is they've instantly conceded all secret control. And they have no information either that's the case. They can obviously, you know, a teammate who's smart and on the ball will communicate the secret, or they could be in secret even. And you have got kind of HSK towards that back area, but overall, I mean, there's a lot of question marks, and HSK even then, playing off sound more than
and that
vision.
means that this double ops are actually in for a lot of trouble, because for one, they're unarmored, so they're easy deaths with aim, punch, everything else, and then two, basically you're forced into a bunch of close-range battles now. Like, all your long-range fights are gone because you've given up ramp room, you've given up outside. You're not going to get a long-range fight, really.
Yeah, it's interesting how that's worked out. Was he Soptic? I think we're done.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't
I
it?
honestly think we're getting to the beginning of the end at least. Solo just secure one kill.
Retaking with 2 ops, no armor, no kit.
Yeah,
Make that one.
I mean, good luck with this MVP PK.
Yeah, I think they fumbled their money too hard here at the end.
Worry about trying to pronounce your name anymore, because your journey here is done. Team of Spirit, they will be your grand finalists, competing up against Tyloo tomorrow for a share of over $150,000, the lion's share, in fact. You're looking at that $75,000 prize.
Aiden is going to have to be MVP PK, settling now to play the third place decider tomorrow against AGO. So definitely not where they want it to be. That prestige of being in the finals is not going to be possible now, as Spirit, again, a team that's been trying to climb their way up the ranks in the CIS region, been a little bit outshined lately by like Avangard and QBF, who were able to attend the major, beating out Spirit in the CIS minor. But since then, Spirit made some changes, got some Young on board now, have been able to kind of increase their stock in the Mountain Dew League, doing better there. They beat out a team like Avangard in the last offline event they were at in the CIS region. So yeah, they're trying to take those steps forward and try to be like that other group of CIS talent that people have eyes on.
Yeah, and you got to start somewhere, right? And this is the perfect way to do that. One of the reasons why this tournament even was so interesting to me when I first kind of heard about the fact that it was going to be here was that this event is built around top 30 teams. Sure, we always want to see our top tier competition. We want to see our tier 1 teams like Fnatic, your FaZe and stuff competing, your Astralis on LAN. But the beauty of this event was that those teams weren't here. We were truly seeing your teams who are ranked 27, 22, 24, so on and so on. So really kind of getting to flesh out that ranking of maybe from, 15 through 30. And I think that's what makes this event so interesting. And it kind of comes into that point of both regional kind of classification up against the likes of QBF,
yeah, it does
and
a
find
lot.
that relevance, but also internationally as well, helping kind of clarify the stance.
Yeah, it also particularly opens up the Asian region to finally getting to play against other regions, because typically they only play within like their own little microcosm.
Well, like the China Top Cups and stuff like that, right? That's basically their thing. If you look to a lot of the history for these teams, they're either playing in qualifiers or they're playing in the monthly China Top Cup. So the more stuff like this that comes along, the more experience they get, and especially on a LAN level, I think that's going to be obviously super, super important. A LAN level in an arena, obviously, as well, a bit different from just playing at a...
Yeah, and I think the other thing to think about here is that at the very least we get to see how these teams play, and they're getting to build that experience together as a team. Like, for example, a team like Scars Absolute from Japan don't even necessarily get to play the best teams in the Asian region. Like, they had never played Tyloo before this event, so that's much needed experience for them. And then for a team like Tyloo and some of these other teams who are like maybe just recently made some roster moves, it's about kind of solidifying that a little bit more, like figuring out how you want to approach the game, figuring out what your roles are going to be, drilling it in an offline environment where there's money on the line, there's that pressure there. In particular, I think for Tyloo, that this is a really great event to kind of get them geared up to then move on to play against Tier 1 competition again and see how they do.
It's kind of, you almost can compare it to the same way you make a connection for a flight.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, nice little way to summarize it all up for you guys. Of course, you've joined us for what has been pretty interesting day of semi-finals. Definitely curious to see kind of what's said here. Hopefully we get some interesting answers.
This is the second time you've been standing here today. Do you like standing here?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We feel very good about this situation, what we came to.
他们来这里就是为了这个。
好的，那站在这里就意味着胜利啊！帮我们简单的回顾一下刚才的比赛吧。他们在 nuke 上好像发挥的更加出色一些。帮我们简单的来回顾一下刚才比赛。
Can you tell us a little bit about the match that was just played?
We was prepared for this match. That's why we won it. But enemy was so really hard. They really hard to play versus them because smart tactical moves and good aim. That's what we got versus us.
他们为了这场比赛已经做了很多的准备，所以他们觉得他们赢也是理所当然的。不过对手也是很强劲，然后有很多小配合、小战术，然后枪法也非常刚。
OK， 那么我们展望一下明天的决赛。之前是不是他们可能会预期和 Eagle 在这个决赛中再相遇？现在是要面对主场的天路，对他们来说，他会觉得更容易一些吗？
Is going up against Tyloo a little bit of a surprise? Were you more perhaps expecting Eagle to be in the finals?
We expecting any of this team, and we're ready for the final anyway.
他们为了所有队伍都已经做过准备了，所以无论对手是谁，他们都会全力以赴。
好。 一样的，非常的有信心，非常的霸气呢，让我更加期待明天最终的决赛。好，接下来把时间交还给我们的评论席。
There you go. Another little interview. Obviously, you know, we're playing a nice little game, Noughts and Crosses. I think I've been owned, to be honest.
Yeah, you did. I wish they could show this screen because I absolutely wrecked you.
Yeah, but I mean, you've not got anything either, so at least there's that.
There you go. Get wrecked.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was nice to get to hear a little bit there from our victors over at Spirit. Again, they will be moving on to play against Tyloo tomorrow for the lion's share of that prize pool that we got going on here. Then, of course, unfortunately for some of the other teams, they got to settle for third place decider, right? And that is going to be AGO and, of course, MVP of Korea. So it'll be good to see that as well tomorrow. We're going to be starting that, I believe, an hour later than we started today. So it's still going to be pretty early morning for the Europeans and Central European time, but certainly just kind of playing to, of course, the schedule over in China. So make sure you check out, you know, like hltv.org, and you'll be able to see when the games start, depending on what your time zone's going to be. And yeah, that's going to pretty much do it for us, I think.
Yeah, pretty much wraps us up. Folks, it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to be here with you guys for today. It's been a long one. We've had 3 best of 3s as always. But it's nice to be able to wrap this one up and go into what will be our grand final days tomorrow. Crown ourselves a champion, of course, of the StarLadder ImbaTV Invitational happening over in Chongqing. With that said, folks, we have to give, of course, a huge thanks to our wonderful sponsors once again who allow us to be here sitting in this desk right now and making this happen. Obviously, that is LootBet, Hellcase, CSGO Fast, and Twitch as well. And with that finally wrapped all up, we can actually close this one off. So, folks, we'll see you tomorrow for our grand finals. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 10 o'clock.